are going to start off tonight's reacts with the story of Wojtek, the Polish military bear. I have no idea about this bear, and I've never heard this channel before, so let us check it out. I am intrigued. So let's check it out, shall we?
In 1942, a band of Polish soldiers recently released from prisons and work camps stumbled upon an unlikely mascot, a brown bear cub. Enamored with his antics and friendly personality, the troops took on the cub as one of their own. The bear grew and the war progressed. As the men ventured into combat, Wojtek the military bear served right by their sides, distinguishing himself enough to become an official part of the Polish military forces. Today on Weird History, we're going to find out about Wojtek, the bear who went to war. But before we get
already, that's a very ballsy thing for them to do. Considering, this is not like a horse that is an easily domesticatable animal. This is a fucking bear. Even quote-unquote domesticated bears will eat their trainers. We've seen it happen. So I'm curious how this is. I am curious how this is gonna play out. How they were able to domesticate it safely.
Started, take a minute to subscribe to the Weird History channel and let us know which crazy historic animals you would like to hear about. Now let's crawl out of hibernation and head back to World War II. On September 1st
Falcon's having trouble again? Oh no. Oh shit, are you serious? Hang on. Oh no, Falcon, are you having trouble? Damn. Let me check just in case to make sure setting didn't get all screwed up. Just before we continue, I want to check to make sure something didn't get screwed up. Hang on 2 seconds. Okay, yeah, it's hang on. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything to indicate nothing to indicate that there is it's asking for that. Yeah, there's okay. Falcon, I'm sorry. If you're still in the chat, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. It's Twitch being Twitch or something. It shouldn't be doing that to you. I'm really sorry. I don't know what's going on. I don't have any requirements for a cell phone to be able to type, to be able to talk in chat. I'm really sorry.
Of 1939, Poland was invaded by German military forces from the north and from the west. On September 17th, Poland was invaded by Soviet forces from the east. As a result of the invasions, more than 400,000 Polish prisoners were sent to work camps in Siberia. This double whammy on Poland was made possible by the German-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact, a pact which fell apart when Hitler directed German forces to invade the Soviet Union in 1941. Not one to take a double cross very well, Stalin ordered Soviet troops to release those same Polish soldiers taken prisoner a few years earlier to join the fight against Germany. As these Polish troops made their way out of Siberia and into Iran, they met a young shepherd. The shepherd carried with him a sack, and in that sack he kept a Syrian brown bear cub. Makes carting around your Shih Tzu in a purse seem kind of lame, doesn't it? The bear was an orphan. His mother had been killed by hunters. The playful spirit of the cub won the troops over, and they made a trade with...
This is crazy. This does not look real, does it? This photo, the bear in this photograph just doesn't look real. It's crazy. Like, down here, like, the bottom feet, like, this part of the bear does, but as you get higher up, it, like, something in the quality of it not that the reality is stranger than fiction, it's like the quality of the photograph for the time made this seem not real. Like the head especially, the head has this very artificial look to it. It's just really weird. But it's the photography technology of the time that probably did it. Well, the color wouldn't be causing this weirdness in the head. I think maybe the bear was like moving a little bit, and the shutter speed of the camera at the time could not properly capture the movement fast enough, and so maybe there's some slight blurring happening here because the bear was moving his head at the time. Because obviously the bear's not going to hold still for a picture. Maybe that's what's causing it.
With the shepherd, the newly adopted bear left his old life to go on an adventure with Polish troopers in
Wait, hang on.
The playful spirit of the cub won the troops over, and they made a trade with the shepherd. The newly adopted bear left his old life to go on an adventure with Polish.
I'm actually kind of curious what they traded for the bear. If they traded for this bear, I'm actually really curious what they traded for him. Rumble, if you'd like to make a video suggestion, I do have a section in my Discord specifically for video suggestions.
Troopers in World War II. The fighting men gave their new friend the name Wojtek, which means joyful soldier.
Nice.
A brown bear in the ranks of soldiers tends to stick out. A Syrian brown bear is a rather small bear, at least as far as bears go. As an adult, they can measure up to 4.5 feet long from nose to tail and weigh up to 550 pounds. Their fur is...
That's a small bear, comparatively speaking. 4.5 to 5 feet from nose to tail. That's pretty small. Small for a bear. Yeah, small but cute. Anybody say 400 to 500 pounds? So not very heavy either. Yeah, that's a surprisingly small bear.
Is light brown, closer to the color of straw. The hair between their shoulder blades is often a different shade from the rest of their body, sometimes appearing as a dark stripe. And it is the only bear species known to have white claws. Very stylish, but boy do they show dirt. The bulk of the responsibilities to care for the brown bear cub fell on two men, essentially his adoptive parents, Dmitra Shaluga and Henryk Zakarowicz. Henryk, in particular, formed a close bond with the bear. In most of the films and pictures that exist of Wojtek, Henryk can always be seen nearby. Apparently, Wojtek had a helicopter parent. In the wild, a Syrian brown bear eats fruits, berries, seeds, plants, grasses, nuts, grubs, and small mammals. If particularly peckish, he will eat cultivated grains and livestock. The military was ill-equipped.
If he's particularly peckish, he'll eat a cow. If he's peckish. So he's normally eating fruits, nuts, berries, largely a vegetarian with maybe small little mice. But if he's feeling peckish, he'll eat your fucking cow. That is the most backward ass peckish I've ever heard of. Bobcat, maybe we are about to find out. We will find out if Germans are considered small mammal.
To care for a bear cub, so the troops made do with what they had. Wojtek was initially fed condensed milk from a bottle. But as he grew, his tastes expanded to include, well, basically anything that was available. Not a real foodie. The larger Wojtek got, the more bold he became to roam around the camp's kitchen, scrounging up a snack.
Oh boy.
In the rare moments when his military family...
Okay, that, he looks fucking adorable. Oh, look at him. He looks I just want to snuggle him. I want to snuggle this little fur missile. He looks so cute. And correct me if I'm wrong. But was this the inspiration for Paddington? I remember someone mentioning something about a bear in World War II being the inspiration for Paddington. Is this the inspiration that that I've heard mentioned for Paddington? This bear? I for the life of me I can't remember. Somebody mentioned it once. That a bear involved in I can't remember if it was World War One or World War Two was the inspiration for Paddington. And for the life of me I can't remember which it was. Hi Kaizo.
He wasn't doing military things like packing, moving, working, or fighting. Wojtek was always up for mixing it up with his human friends. Whether Wojtek was entertaining the troops or the troops were entertaining Wojtek is hard to say. In any event, he threw back beers like one of the boys. But
Oh
big
god.
talk over beers was not Wojtek's style. He was a bear of action. The larger he grew, the more he enjoyed wrestling. The brown bear
Oh boy.
loved to roughhouse with men, though it was a rare soldier who was brave enough to earnestly tussle with Wojtek. No troops ever got seriously injured, but it was common for a wrestling match to end with someone's body getting scratched or someone's clothes getting shredded. And that someone was
Let's-
never Wojtek.
Ha,
Perhaps
welcome
that's
back,
why most
Aishu.
of the men prefer to watch from the sidelines. As a side note, a friend who urges you to wrestle with a bear may not be your friend.
Yeah. Drunk bear wrestling. Well, it would make for an interesting Olympic sport, that's for damn sure. You'd be able to do it once, and that's probably it.
Wojtek's behavior was influenced by his peer group, who happened to be war-hardened men with advanced skills in carousing. It's a tough environment for an impressionable young bear. Wojtek adopted their habits and fit right in. He had his own mug that he used to drink beer and wine from, and when it was
God.
empty, Wojtek would look mournfully at the cup until it was refilled. He also begged for cigarettes, though he insisted someone lit them before he would accept. Typically, after one puff, Wojtek would swallow it whole.
Smoking taught us nothing. Wojtek, no, smoking is bad for you. Bad, Wojtek. No smoking. Oh, I mean, yeah, it was World War II. I shouldn't be surprised. They probably had their dogs smoke and the bears smoke. Hell, Reckless probably got a cigarette now and then too. So yeah, I mean, smoking was the culture back in the 1940s. It was the culture. I mean, just look at the oh god, what's the movie? What was that old weed propaganda movie? I'm forgetting its name. Um oh shit, that weed propaganda film. Thank you, Bastard. Reefer Madness, yes. Yeah, look at Reefer Madness. Now, granted, none of the actors in there were teenagers, but all of the high school kids in that movie were smoking because that was the culture in the 40s and the 50s. I mean, smoking was a part of the culture. So it's not surprising. It's just nowadays in 2024, we're going, oh, don't let the bears smoke, please. It's bad for them.
Come to where the flavor is. When the troops arrived in Palestine, they were organized into the 22nd Transport Company.
Wait, Stonekiller, you've never heard of Reefer Madness. Please tell me you're joking. Please tell me you are joking that you have never heard of Reefer Madness. Oh, my heart. Oh, my heart. Okay. Stonekiller, your mission, if you choose to accept it, and you will accept it, is to watch Reefer Madness. This is an old, 40s or 50s movie where it is straight marijuana propaganda that is completely unhinged. It was a propaganda movie. It was a so bad it's good. It's propaganda against marijuana, but they completely lie their asses off about what the actual dangers of marijuana are. they treat marijuana basically like it's cocaine in this movie. Watch it. Please watch it. You will laugh your ass off from it. Yeah, it's only an hour long, and it is free to watch on Tubi. The website Tubi, Tubi is free to use, and it is free to watch on Tubi. They actually have a colorized version of it on Tubi. Please watch it. You will laugh your ass off because it's like 40s, 50s schlock. I don't know if I want to watch it on stream. Is it public domain? You know what? Cryptic? I will consider it. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna mull this over and consider it. We have Labor Day coming up. We have Labor Day coming up in 2 weeks. Maybe I'm hoping to be able to stream on Labor Day. I think I should be able to. Maybe because I'll be able to stream earlier on Labor Day. I might be able to do like a 7 or 8 hour stream on Labor Day. Maybe we will do a Reefer Madness watch party on Labor Day. I think maybe we will do I'll consider doing a Reefer Madness watch party on Labor Day. Okay? I'll mull it over and consider. Okay? Sound good? Alright, let's get back to the video.
Company, Artillery
No, it
Division,
doesn't, Godzilla.
Polish 2nd Corps. The men, however, would not abandon Wojtek, who was immediately adopted as the company mascot. But it wasn't just a symbolic gesture. Wojtek was part of the team. One evening, while the camp was asleep, a thief crept into the compound looking for something to steal. Fortunately for him, he awoke Wojtek, who rose to investigate. With a massive brown bear lumbering towards him, the frightened thief, understandably, forgot he was a thief. He made such a clatter that he woke the troops, and he was quickly apprehended. As a reward for his vigilance, Wojtek was given a bottle of beer. Hey, barkeep, how about a bottle of suds for my furry friend over there?
Good boy, Wojtek, good boy.
When he was young, Wojtek traveled with the company from site to site in whatever cab of whatever truck had room. But as Wojtek grew, he tipped the scale at 500 pounds, and it was harder to find any vehicle that had room for him to ride shotgun. So he was upgraded to one of the company's recovery trucks. A recovery truck is like a tow truck, but military-sized and used to move tanks. For Wojtek, it was a traveling home, like an RV built for a bear. He spent his trips lounging on the recovery truck's bed and alleviating his boredom by climbing the crane to get a view of the surroundings. Wojtek
so far, this is all just so incredibly wholesome and adorable. Like, for a bear that was a part of a military unit at war, this is all just so incredibly wholesome. So when's that gonna change? I'm wondering when that's gonna change.
Wasn't the only animal who accompanied soldiers in the Second World War, although he likely was the only bear on the battlefield. Some animals, like anti-tank dogs, served grim but useful purposes, while others were brought to battle as a mascot. Whenever he encountered other animals, Wojtek was always friendly. The soldiers of the 22nd Transport Company loved to talk about the encounters between Wojtek and Kasia the monkey and Kirkuk the dog, two of the war's most famous animal combatants. Consider them the A-list celebrity animals of the day. Wojtek never suffered a bullet or shrapnel wound, but he did encounter a life-threatening injury. Wojtek was once stung on the nose by a scorpion. Such an injury is often lethal. In fact, his friend Kirkuk the dog succumbed to a scorpion sting. Wojtek's friend Henrik was beside himself. He refused to leave the bear's side, doing all in his power to help nurse Wojtek back to health. For the first day and a half, the situation was critical, and it looked as if Wojtek might not make it. The soldiers feared the worst.
Like, how could you treat Wojtek for this? It's not like they have any, like, veterinarians that could come out and treat him. They had army hospitals with chewing drugs. Well, that's the thing is, Patrick, is would anti-venom work for a bear? That's the question. Like, anti-venom, yeah, it would work for humans, but would it do the same thing for a bear? You think just up the dosage? Maybe. I mean, if it would work, I have no doubt that they probably, if they had any, they probably would have tried it. Um, yeah, but then there's also the questions: did they have any? The I don't see. I don't know if you want to give him morphine. I don't know if you would want to give him any morphine. That might be detrimental. I mean, maybe they did give it to him, but
But Wojtek fought back and against all odds overcame the scorpion's venom. Within days, he was back to his carousing ways.
oh, good.
As the 22nd Transport Company received their assignment and was sent to the Italian battlefront in 1943, Wojtek had to be left behind in Palestine due to regulations that prohibited animals in combat. An active war front is typically
Yeah.
not an ideal place for a bear, but Wojtek was not a typical bear. To get around the regulation, Wojtek was officially enlisted in the Polish army. He was even given his own paycheck, rank, and serial number. This helped ensure his
Holy crap! They pulled a Private Reckless. They pulled a Private Reckless. Awesome. That is awesome.
participation was recorded, and the world knew under which flag Wojtek served. Though there was confusion and likely a bit of aggravation about transporting a bear to the Italian battlefront, the Polish troops eventually got their way.
Yard Dog? Wasn't Reckless, was Reckless World, I'm blanking. Was Reckless World War I or World War II? For some reason, I'm thinking Reckless was Reckless was Korea. I'm getting my wars all fucked up tonight. Okay, Reckless was Korea. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking Reckless was World War II. I don't know. My brain is all sorts of short-circuiting today. I don't know why that is. Although I was falling asleep at work, so maybe that's part of it.
In Italy, there were a series of fortifications known
So yeah,
as
the
Winter
Poles did it
Line.
first.
In 1944, the Germans held the western portion of that line, and the Allies determined that breaking through that line near a rocky hill known as Monte Cassino would give them access to the Italian capital of Rome. Atop the hill was an abbey that had been converted into a fearsome stronghold. The abbey ultimately withstood 3 assaults before the Allies drove its inhabitants backwards into Rome. During one of these assaults, Wojtek's pal Henrik, serving as an artillery spotter, pulled forward into battle and had to leave his bear friend behind. Left among the men who armed and manned the guns, Wojtek refused to sit idly by. Mimicking the behavior of the soldiers around him, Wojtek began to lift massive crates of ammunition and carry them towards the cannons, disregarding the gunfire and making himself useful throughout the assault.
Damn!
By the time Monte Cassino was in the hands of the Allies, more than 70,000 men on both sides had lost their lives. When the chaos of battle settled, the troops were able to rest, and word of
I imagine not
exploits
bastard.
spread. His fearless actions and loyalty in battle made him a hero among the 22nd Transport Company. In honor of Wojtek's deeds, the official seal of the 22nd Transport Company was changed to feature Wojtek marching towards cannon fire, a shell in each hand. The logo was then featured prominently on vehicles, uniforms, and the like.
Nice. Excellent.
After the war, the 22nd Transport Company moved to rural Scotland, where they were stationed at an airfield near the village of Hutton. The soldiers Wojtek had spent the previous 3 years following into battle were restationed or sent home. One by one, they came to say goodbye to their furry friend. Wojtek's battle adventures were ending, but his time in the spotlight was just beginning. Word spread that there was a Syrian brown bear nearby, and Wojtek became a local celebrity among the Scottish people. He was profiled in stories, visited by locals, and inducted into local organizations such as the Polish-Scottish Association.
Wow. Go Wojtek.
In 1947, Wojtek left the military.
Yeah. I mean, he was probably the best. He was probably the best soldier they had, because all they had to do was pay him in beer. They didn't have to pay him in anything else. You give him some beer, he was happy and lugging ammo crates for you.
Rising from his initial rank as private, he was discharged as a corporal. He retired to the Edinburgh Zoo. There, he enjoyed a good life as beloved celebrity, doing an occasional interview and appearing on a local children's show from time to time. As the years wore on, Wojtek was never forgotten by his
Oh,
army
look at
pals
him.
and was visited.
Okay, I'm sorry. He looks drunk right here. I'm sorry, but Wojtek looks flat out fucking drunk right now. He very well could be, because it looks like he's I'm guessing this is Heinrich. It looks like he's holding a bear. So.
Visited by Polish soldiers he had served with. As 82-year-old Polish veteran Augustin Karolewski described his reunion with Wojtek. As soon as I mentioned his name, he would sit on his backside and shake his head, wanting a cigarette. Still one of the boys. In the wild, Syrian brown bears live between 20 and 25 years. Wojtek, for all his adventures, lived to a ripe age of 21 and passed away in 1963. So what do you think? Would you want to have a bear in your unit? Let us know in the comments below.
Hell
and while you're at
yes!
it, check out some of these other videos from our weird history.
You know what? I may be an anime cat girl, but hell yes, I would want a bear in my unit if I was serving. Hell yes. And you know what, chat? We're going to immediately follow this up, so I can make this a 2-for-1. We're going to follow it up immediately with Fat Electrician's video.
Today we're talking about the most famous Polish soldier of all time. It all started in 1942 when the 22nd Field Artillery Supply Company was traveling through Iran. Several artillery grunts would trade a pocket knife and some food, and in exchange they would receive a Siberian brown bear cub.
Okay, he's good. So Fat Electrician is telling us what the trade is for. It was for a pocket knife and some food, is what Wojtek was worth to that peddler. Okay, Fat Electrician, thank you for answering my question from the earlier video.
I know that sounds like some World War II version of Pokemon, but I swear this actually happened. The bear was extremely malnourished and unable to swallow solid food, so the grunts, channeling their inner motherhood, would feed it condensed milk out of an empty vodka bottle. After regaining its strength, it would learn how to salute officers and march on its hind legs with the grunts. This would lead to him becoming obvious.
Man, I'm learning all sorts of stuff that we didn't see in that other video. He could salute and march on his hind legs? Hell yes! Oh man, this is fucking great!
Obviously very popular, at which point he was given the name Wojtek, which roughly translates as the Joyful Warrior. Wojtek would grow rapidly to a size of 6 feet tall and 500 pounds.
Wait, 6 feet? I thought that the other video said he only was like 4 or 5 feet tall. Unless he was saying with the average Siberian bear. Yeah, I mean you see him standing, but like the other video said he was only like 5 feet tall. From head to tail. Although maybe they were talking about it the average Siberian. So yeah, but well I thought he said 4 feet from head to tail, not shoulder height. Yeah, and okay, so they were talking. So they were talking about the average. They weren't talking about Wojtek specifically. Okay.
Raised exclusively by grunts, he enjoyed the finer things in life, like wrestling with his brothers, drinking beer out of a specially made mug, and puffing lit cigarettes approximately 1 time before swallowing them whole. One day, Wojtek's company would be informed that they were heading to the front lines of Italy, and that they were regrettably not allowed to bring a mascot to the front lines with them. So Wojtek's brothers did the only thing they could do. They enlisted him. Wojtek was given an actual serial number, a real pay book, and was compensated according to his rank. It pains me to say this, but I think Steve and the goodest boy just got one-upped. I mean, what do you call that thing? The goodest sir? You gotta put some respect on it. That's a fucking bear grunt you're talking to. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely do not want to be on the receiving end of a fur musket, but that is a fur nuclear warhead. Now, Private Wojtek and his brothers would advance to the front lines of Italy, where they would engage in the Battle of Monte Cassino. And that is where things got truly fucking terrifying. While at the Battle of Monte Cassino, Wojtek was watching his fellow grunts carry heavy artillery shells from the truck to the cannons and firing them at the enemy fortified position. With absolutely no training and of his own free will, Wojtek understood the assignment. He began taking entire crates of artillery rounds from the truck and carrying them to the guns, doing the work of 4 men by himself.
Hell yeah.
Did we just get out-Second Amendmented? Like, America has the right to bear arms. Poland just armed a fucking bear. Don't get me wrong, I'm ecstatic that they were on our side, but I'm still a little upset. At least he wasn't using the metric system, so that makes me feel a little better. After the smoke had settled and the battle was won, Wojtek was promoted to corporal. Yeah, they made a bear a non-commissioned officer. It can issue lawful orders to privates. I'm trying to tell you the Polish E4 Mafia has a bear. I'll explain what the E4 Mafia is in a later video. Wojtek would go on to be the world's best ammo bearer for the remainder of World War II. When the war ended, Wojtek's unit would be sent to Scotland, where they were later disbanded. At which point Wojtek would retire to the Edinburgh Zoo. Originally, they would try to stick him in a habitat with other bears. But Wojtek wasn't a bear, he was a battle-hardened artillery grunt. He was quite literally the bear king of battle. He would be given his own habitat to rule over, where his brothers from the 22nd Field Artillery Supply Company would frequently visit him, and almost always get in trouble for hopping the fence into his habitat and drinking beers and smoking cigarettes with him.
Hell yeah, grunts. Hell yeah. As they should. Proper thing to do.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed my content and maybe like to buy some merch about it, you can head over to my merch store. There's a nice easy link to it at thefatelectrician.com. Also, most of the designs there now will be going away on February 1st, so if there's anything you want, get it now before it's gone. We'll have some new designs out in February. Also, I'm working on getting patches and actual quack bangs made. So yeah, stay tuned. Quack bang out.
Nice. And, Atian, first of all, welcome. Hope you're having fun. And yes, absolutely earned promotion. Frankly, I'm a little surprised they didn't make a flat-out sergeant, but hell, corporal's good enough for me. Oh my god, that was fucking great. So we got a twofer on that one. We definitely got a twofer on that react. Thank you for whoever put in Fat Electrician's video there so we could also pull it up at the same time.